If America has John Doe, Korea has Hong Gildong. It's the default name on every official document. The true identity of this ghost name is actually the main character of a novel written 400 years ago by the genius scholar Heo Gyun. Through the name of this fictional hero, Heo Gyun dreamed of a revolution that would tear down the walls of the rigid caste system. But did you know this ordinary name is actually a bloody legacy left behind by Joseon's greatest traitor, a tragic genius whose physical body was brutally torn apart? A silent shadow slips over the high-tiled walls of a royal palace under the cold moonlight. He moves like the wind, unseen and untouched. To the corrupt elite and greedy politicians of the era, he was a terrifying criminal, a thief who stripped them of their ill-gotten wealth. But to the starving, oppressed peasants, he was a safe beacon of hope in a dark world. His name is Hong Gildong. Fast forward 400 years to modern-day South Korea, this legendary rebel has transformed into the country's ultimate John Doe. Today, his name is utilized as the absolute standard placeholder on every official bank form, government website, passport application, and technology user guide in the nation. For Koreans, it is a name they see almost every single day of their lives. But why does this immortal placeholder name, used by millions of citizens today, begin with a radical political rebellion and a blood-soaked tragedy? To find the answer, we must look at the man who created him. Early in the 17th century, a brilliant intellectual named Heo Gyun picked up his brush. He wrote The Tale of Hong Gildong, recognized today as Korea's very first novel written entirely in the native Korean alphabet. Heo Gyun was a free spirit and a visionary born centuries ahead of his time. He looked around his society and saw deep rot. He hated the rigid, cruel Confucian caste system that doomed brilliant children born to concubines to a life of discrimination and misery. Through Hong Gildong, Heo Gyun didn't just write a fun fiction story, he designed a blueprint for a revolution. He dreamed of a world where everyone, regardless of birth, was treated equally. However, in the brutally conservative society of the Joseon dynasty, such radical ideas were not tolerated. The reality faced by the genius who painted equality with his brush was cold and ruthless. As a radical thinker and politician, he ultimately fell into a deadly trap of treason triggered by accusations from his rivals. The 10th year of King Gwang-hae, a bloody wind sweeps through the royal court. Accusations of treason begin to target Heo Gyun. The arrest warrant is issued, and royal investigators storm his residence in the dead of night. Caught in a whirlwind of political conspiracy, the genius writer Heo Gyun instantly falls to the status of a high traitor. Imprisoned in a cold cell, the physical body is bound. Yet the defiance in his eyes remains unbroken. Under brutal torture and interrogation, was the world he dreamed of truly a crime? Under the most horrific punishment in Joseon, history where his flesh was piece by piece undone and his entire being scattered, the genius's life was ruthlessly shattered. Today, whenever Koreans think of an ordinary, everyday citizen, they look at his name. Heo Gyun's physical body was lost to a tragic execution, but his ultimate vision, a world where ordinary people are the true heroes, became an indelible part of South Korea's national identity. Next time you see a standard form in Korea, remember the rebel in the shadow and the tragic genius who died to give him life. Like and subscribe.